Yes, Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Monica, and the world, welcome. We're here at Echo Boy. Welcome to another Mikey Live. Welcome to the business. People, we ready for them. This is news discussed, not told. We have a lot of things to tell you about. I think tonight is a very interesting night. There are a lot of stories out there. You know, there are a lot of stories out there, boy, that you will be interested in. Some of these stories we are working on. You know, some of these stories we are working on. So tomorrow, you'll hear a lot about sex-related crimes. There seem to be, I don't know what has happened. Welcome to the people to the TV. We see that we are joined by WPG10. Welcome. I don't know what's going on, people. So for the first half of the year, things seem to have been normalized in terms of sex-related crimes and so. And then all of a sudden, boom, there are so many cases being investigated right now. Coach, school coach, me calling name yet. Hold on, we're going to take with time with that one. School coach, teacher, incident happening in daycare. I'm telling you, sex crimes. I don't know what's going on in the place. But we're going to talk about that. Welcome to the people on Facebook too. Y'all missed the intro. Back at the class for all ya. So, you know, we're going to talk about these things. And then we have the doctor with us. We have Dr. Ansley Mokeke. He's from the Divine Medical Center and Diagnostic Services. He's there, you know, smiling and you know. Welcome to you, Doc. And of course, we're going to be talking just now with the doctor. Very interesting topic, people. Very interesting topic. So, all the brace all yourself, you see. Now, Alpha remanded to prison following his court appearance. We're going to be talking about that. Grenadian among 20 arrested in Tobago. We'll tell you why. Take all the time, no man. 5-year-old sexually abused teenager assisting police with their investigation. We ain't making it up. The Ministry of Finance requests adjustments to Silver Sand project. We go talk about that. Big up Hamlet, you know. Big up Hamlet. Chinese hospital ship once again coming to Grenada. The last time they saw thousands of patients from Grenada. And then people wanted to know when the ship was going to be back. Well, they come in, take all the time. We go tell all about that. An elderly sibling, 72 years old and 81. We told all about that earlier on in the week. They were quarreling, arguing, and thing. Place go quiet. The next thing you know, they were found dead. So people originally thought that one of the siblings got angry and killed the other and then killed himself. But now we have an update on the business. So we have that and more to tell you about, people. You see, we want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and the Colombian Emirates International. Not only that, people, but we have to also encourage you to share the business. You see, when you share the business, that's how the world gets to know about it. And you see, anytime I don't get a sweat on the program, I have to be worried and vexed. You understand? So no AC and thing, turn down AC and then kind of business and make sure the place warm. Right? So anytime you start to see a little thing on my face, just say, right, Mikey getting chew. You see? So anyway, people, share the business. We're coming back. You see, when we come back, it's real news in all the Lily Lolo. So stay tuned. We coming, man. Take your time, no man.
Why not stay in? Turn off your alarm clock and stay in on your perfect mattress for as long as you like, only at Quartz. Get 2 free pillows with the purchase of a bed frame or mattress. Get what you want now. With Ready Finance, there's no down payment and you pay nothing for 30 days. So turn off that alarm clock and stay in as long as you like, only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Mega Force Promotion presents We Up In It, the Mega Bingo, on Sunday 30th September, National Stadium from 5 p.m. You can win a mint condition 4-door Toyota RAV4, 4-door Toyota RAV4, plus $40,000 in cash. Amazing, isn't it? But there's even more deals. Tickets cost $60 for one, pay $100 and we give you 2 tickets. We Up In It, the Mega Bingo. So lock in the date, Sunday 30th September. Free buses available. Bring your posse, because we're up in it. Sponsored by Carib, Mikey Live, Coodafed.com Discount Card, Glenelg Springwater, and Waggity Rental and Sound Company.
Does your laundry detergent have enzymes to fight stains, remove bacteria and odors while being gentle on your hands? Does your laundry detergent have a natural lemon scent, easy rinse technology, and fabric softener to protect your clothes? If you answered yes, then you must be using Glace. If not, what are you waiting for? Glace laundry detergent is made with a 4-in-1 advanced formula and is phosphate-free, making it safe for the environment and safe for washing machines. Glace. A clean home is a Glace home.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
All right, people, so we ready to go, huh? And I feel like I'm getting all this sweat already. All right, so people, you know, we want to officially welcome you to another Mikey Live program. Folks, this is where it all happens. Again, we're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. Now, for those of you who are looking at the program for the first time, it's a different kind of vibes, you know. So don't mind us, you know. It's not no kind of sit down and kind of no boring kind of business, you know. You know, we do anything real dread and thing. So the first thing that we want to tell you about is an update with regards to the Alpha incident. You know, that incident would have happened this week. And what persons are saying is that it involves the lover or ex-lover of this man. Now, this woman sustained several chop wounds about the body. You know, there was an eyewitness who stated that, hey, listen, this was dread. You know, immediately following the incident, she had to be taken to hospital. You know, it's been a while since we have heard of that sort of crime happening in Grenada. So anyway, the accused, he made his first court appearance today and was remanded to Her Majesty's prison. We're talking about 37-year-old St. John resident. He has been charged, by the way, Alpha Peters, charged with attempted capital murder in connection with the chopping incident that occurred on Tuesday. It happened at Marigot. Alpha is actually from Cloget, and according to police, he surrendered mere hours after the early morning incident. Right, so he went to court and things like that, and here, boy, no. Now, people, the next thing I have to tell you about, boys, a Grenadian has gotten himself in some trouble in Tobago. Yes, in Tobago. So let's tell you about that particular one right now. Police have arrested 20 foreign nationals, including 17 Venezuelans, after they were found staying illegally in Tobago. Now, officers of the Crown Point Police Station Criminal Investigation Department and Canine Branch, along with the Environment Management Authority and the Immigration Division, made the arrests during an anti-crime exercise carried out in the Crown Point district between 11 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. yesterday. Now, they said the exercise was, an interesting one. They said that the officers went to hotels and casinos in the district where they found 17 Venezuelans, 2 Cubans, and 1 Grenadian who was suspected, listen to this, of being in the country illegally. They say following inquiries, the immigrants were detained and handed over to officers of the Immigration Division. You all want to know who Grenadian? Watch them. First all like Millie. Who Grenadian? If I tell all your name now, when the man come on the airport and he tell all you come out America, I don't go and say, oh, you lie, you come out and Mikey lie, and they say, no, so I don't call it no name. Leave me alone, I leave the man. Amen. The man come with 2 suitcases and say, come out America, I don't know therefore to give the man. So here was saying, leave the man alone. We ain't calling no name. All the plain, all the like thing. Alright, so all you. The next story that we must tell you about. I even heard GBN brought it today. A 5-year-old, a 5-year-old sexually abusing a dog. You know, a 5-year-old, you know, and you know the worst part of this business? According to reports, it happened at a daycare. They say the child was left in the daycare over the August holiday. You understand? No, I have not received an official police report on that. So, you know, I'm saying this information doesn't come from the authorities. All right? It came from another source. Now, according to the same source, a teenager is being questioned by police with regards to this incident. You know? No. You see? You're telling me, boy? This is not the only one I have to tell all about, you know. But what I'm saying is I don't really want to, listen, I stop trying to report on any kind of business because I realize that there's to be some bad vibes. You know, when we report on something that's just bad vibes, you go and sleep and thing and you can't comfortable. But if I tell you, right now, coach, school teacher, and them kind of business, being accused, I'll go here better, get a day or 2. You know what I mean? What it is, boy? There's one case, I'll go hear about it tomorrow, you know. Multiple men in a trade, and a minor. How many people you go see? Hold on. When it boss, you know what I mean? So what really happening? You see, what I'm saying is last night we brought a story. Yeah, I'm warming up. Thanks. Yeah, again a nice little sweat. Last night we brought to you a story from Guyana where a 50-year-old sexually abused a young boy, 13. He was sentenced to life in prison because the judge and them kind of business say, listen, not under our watch. They give the man 10 years just because of the child's age, another 10 years because of the stress he could cause the child, another 10 years, and they just go in and they give the man years, you know. And then they still bolt on an additional 5 years for the sake of it, you know. They say because you didn't really look like you were remorseful, you were, you know, so they would just put an extra 5 for you to think about it. They didn't play that. They say because of the prevalence of that sort of crime, that they had to send a serious message to those who wishes to follow. So what I'm saying is, we here must take a page from that kind of book. You see? Because it don't seem like we're getting through. Eh? It don't seem like we're getting through. Folks, tomorrow, God's willing, you will hear names popping up. People who supposed to know better. You will hear names popping up associated with sex crime, little girl hunting. Alright? Give it a couple hours. Businessman charged with, being investigated for fraud. I mean, what you know? Let me go, eh? Let me go. I don't talk. So, the next thing we have to tell all about, boy. Now, the whole wall. The wall is once again in the spotlight. Now, 2 days ago, we went to the scene where a wall was being demolished. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, now, we are hearing something different. Now, persons are saying that, you know what? The wall was only demolished to a certain extent. You know? And some persons are not satisfied with really what's going on. So today, Randall Robertson and them, they said that the petition that they originally had set up and so, they went to deliver it anyway because it doesn't seem like things went the way it seemed like it was going. So because of that, they said that, hey, remember we were showing you there was a marking on the wall on that day, on the live, you remember that? Well, that's where it stopped. So they did not take down the entire wall, and that is to the annoyance of those who have been protesting and asking for it to be taken down. So that's the whole update on the thing. But despite this, we have received an update from the Ministry of Finance, Planning, Economic and Physical Development. They say they have requested specific adjustments to the Silver Sands Development Project following discrepancies identified. The ministry, they say, has been consistently holding discussions with the team of the Silver Sands Development Project since September 3rd, 2018, with a view to addressing variances to the project that were not approved. Now, according to this release, on Monday, September 17, 2018, following a high-level meeting attended by the leadership of the ministry, the head of the Physical Planning Unit, and the team from Silver Sands, the delegation visited the project site to ascertain the necessary remedial action. On site, the Ministry of Finance further assessed the situation and provided guidance to the developer on the specific adjustments required. Now, they say following the site visit, the developer complied with the advice of the team and immediately proceeded to undertake the recommended adjustments. Yes? Now, the Ministry of Finance, they say, continues to be vigilant that all developments across the country adhere to approval granted. All right? Oh, fly the drone, man. Fly the drone. Fly the drone. You know what I mean? Yes, So, that's what it is, people. That's what it is. So, the last piece that I just read is from the Ministry of Finance. So, what we going to do? Tomorrow, God's willing, we are going to go down back to the scene, see what's going on. We go down on the site and see what's going on, and then we go tell all the better. You understand? You know, we don't take things just so. We'll go and we'll provide a comprehensive Friday June, a comprehensive report for you, right? We will give you an article live business. Good. Moving on. Yeah, man, take down one. All right. So the next thing that I have to tell all you about, boy, that is good news for a lot of people. Now, the Chinese, they are coming back with the ship now, the ship. The hospital then. So they're going to be in Grenada. So all you, please be guided accordingly. You know, they did a lot the last time. So many people. So here's what. We have a report for you on that. All right? And our report comes from the GIS.
3 years after its maiden voyage to Grenada, where more than 9,000 Grenadians had access to a variety of medical services, the world-famous Ark Peace Hospital ship of the People's Republic of China is returning to the Spice Isle, but this time for a longer stay. Let's get more from this Kevin Frederick report.
We can announce that it's not going to be 10 years before the Ark Peace comes back. In fact, the Ark Peace will be in Grenada from the 2nd to the 9th of October. It will be seeing members of the public from the 4th to the 7th of October.
That was Grenada's Health Minister, the Honorable Nicholas Steele, making the official announcement of the world-famous Ark Peace of China's People's Liberation Army Navy scheduled return to Grenada next month. The Ark Peace is expected to arrive at the Melville Street Cruise Port, downtown St. George, at about 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday, 2nd October, for what many anticipate would be another successful medical mission. The Grenadian Health Minister told reporters in St. George's that his ministry intends to make full use of the services.
We have put certain systems in place which I would like to announce to ensure that we maximize the effectiveness, but also importantly the efficiency of the visit of Ark Peace, to ensure that the contingent doctors that are on Ark Peace see as many Grenadians as possible, but that we prioritize the cases to be dealt with.
However, resident Chinese ambassador to Grenada, His Excellency Dr. Zhao Yongshen, added that the ship's current assignment, Harmonious Mission, includes visit to Latin American and Caribbean countries such as
Tonga, as well as some Latin American and Caribbean countries, including Venezuela, Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominican Republic, and Ecuador, Grenada. It is one of the most important stops for the Ark Peace. Since the commission, Ark Peace has undertaken 6 times mission Harmony medical service in 37 countries and area, encompassing 3 oceans and 6 continents.
The ambassador said that this time around, the visit would entail a deeper outreach program.
During this visit, the Ark Peace will not only provide a medical service on the main platform, but also go deep into Grenadian crisis route. Expert teams will be dispatched to the Grenada General Hospital for John Rounds, clinics, surgeries, and medical exchange, as well as other forms of medical exchange, such as lecture in St. George University. In addition, they will also pay attention to local public health by sending medical units to communities, local schools, welfare homes, nursing homes, and other places for medical service. This island of Kaliako will be included.
The Ark Peace has a 300 beds capacity, 20 ICU beds, 8 operating theaters, and can perform 40 major surgeries per day, in addition to x-rays, ultrasounds, CTs, hemodialysis, traditional Chinese medicine, and dental facilities. The ship is also equipped with ultra-modern high-tech telemedicine units, which allows doctors aboard the vessel to remotely communicate with doctors and specialists on land to provide services in real time.
All right, thank you very much for that. All right, so Olio, get ready for that. We're moving on. Now, Olio, the next story that I want to tell Olio about, boy, is the update from the couple, well, not a couple, siblings, elderly siblings, 72 years and 81. Now, we were telling you that police were not sure as to how to treat this incident. But now they have more information on it. And so here's what. 2 siblings, they were murdered according to police. They say it in what appears to be a chopping incident. Now the victims have been identified as Victor Hutchinson, 72, and Claudette Castle, 81. Now according to reports, a tenant who lived downstairs in the siblings' home heard a commotion at around 2 p.m. They say he went upstairs and attempted to get in contact with the victims. However, he did not get a response. The man then made a report to the police. Officers responded and found both Hutchinson and Castle lying in a pool of blood in separate locations at the home. They say that the investigations are continuing. But initially, we told you that neighbors reported hearing arguments between the siblings. Do you understand? Argument. And then, thing gone quiet. So that is interesting. If you ask me, what do you find? You don't find that one kind of different? So, they go look into it. All you, we running out of time, but I don't tell all you. You all saw the story about the Trinidadian, the student who tried to go with a plane and never hear the end. I don't make it up, no. They say a Trinidadian student try to go with a whole plane. No, I don't make it up. Let me get serious. It's on CNN. It's on CNN. All you gonna check it out, boy. A whole plane, you know. So I don't really know what go on and then kind of business and thing now. But maybe another time, because we're running out of time. Maybe another time. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll tell all the what really up with that one. Oh, you could do that. And people text me, they're gonna text me about the whole plane. Oi, Olia. We're moving on, but I have something to show Olia now. So Olia, here the next thing too now. The weather, we have to keep monitoring the weather because there are some little disturbances out there that we do not wish to alert people, not to make you feel any way, but just to keep your eyes and ears open. You want to make sure that whatever happens, you ain't getting no surprises. All right? So there are some little things out there that I just want to show you before we move on with the program. We had the hot list to Charlotte just now to tell her about just now. Okay? So this is what things look like for now. There's nothing really to really worry about. But it's just a matter of monitoring those systems, all right? So the yellow one, closest to us, a small but concentrated area of showers and thunder showers associated with a tropical wave is located at about 650 miles east of the Windward Islands, all right? The combination of dry mid-level air and strong upper-level winds are expected to hinder any development of this disturbance while it moves westward to west-northwestward at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Formation chance through a 48-hour period is low at 10%, and formation chance through a 5-day period is low as well at 10%. Now, the orange at the back of that, a tropical wave it is, moving off the coast of Guinea of let me see, they're saying that formation chance through a 48-hour period is low at 10%. Formation chance through a 5-day period is medium at 40%. All right, they're saying that some slow but gradual development of this system is possible during the next several days as the disturbance moves westward at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Based on its current location, all you have to look. All right, y'all have to look. It's west of Africa, all you see there. So please be guided accordingly. That system there, we have to watch. That's a 5-day projection. The graphic that you're seeing, that's a 5-day projection. Okay, we are moving on. The others, we're not really going to consider them because of where they are located. They're far. All right, good. We're moving on. Before we go to the doctor, we have the hot list. I get an effect for that. You know, when I say this is welcome to the Mikey Live hot list, you're supposed to go. You're supposed to see like a fire come across the screen to know that now we're going to mention the hot list. Now, listen, the instructions for the hot list is very clear. You call the number provided. Don't call me when I cuddle up in the night and I trying to get myself a little something. Don't call me. Call the number provided. All right? So if you hear your name, call the number and find out why is it your name on the list. All right? That's all. Okay, if you want to call me, next time you want to call me and all disturb me, it's me and all. You know what I mean? Good. I never hear that yet. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mikey Live Hot List. Oh God, what's a like thing? Please call the following numbers. Well, the persons whose name I'm about to call, please call the following number. 405-8227. 405-8227. The following persons, I like to get serious now. Philip Batiste of Mardi Gras St. George. Dwayne Raj. Can I sit down? All right. Dwayne Raj Jerome, Tempe St. George. Christopher Beggs, Felix Sparks and Andrew. Travis Noel, Grandin St. George. Gilbert Francis, Union Village, St. Andrew, St. Paul, St. George. Rhonda Lalji, Gladstone Road, St. Andrew. Lyndon Philip, Sanssouci, St. George. Clinton McGilvery, Grandin, St. George. Roger Johnson, Guava Estate, St. John. Alston Purcell, Hope, St. Andrew. Then we have Joycelyn Pear, Calivini, St. George. And we have Andrea Scott, Darbo, St. George. Again, guys, please call the number 405-8227. That number again, 405-8227. And that's it for the Mikey Live Hot List. Oh God, no, Mikey, stop. All right, good. Now, folks, what else do we have to tell all you? We have to tell you there's something called hemorrhoids. You have heard about hemorrhoids before, or you probably would have heard somebody speak of hemorrhoids before. Tonight, we're going to go in depth with the whole hemorrhoids business. But Mikey, that's the same list, hot list every night. So what do you think is a hot list? Duh. Well, it's not the same list. All right, the list is updated when necessary. All right, good. And if you want to add somebody on the hot list, or give me a call, we can fix the business. So anyway, on a serious note, all right, we have the doctor with us, and we are going to be talking about hemorrhoids. You know, so we have to say welcome to Dr. Anselm Okeke from the Divine Medical Center and Diagnostic Services. Doc, welcome.
Good night, Mikey, and good night to the rest of the viewers. And we also encourage most of you to participate in this interesting topic tonight. And we are going to make sure that we destroy and get rid of this ignorance.
Ah, the ignorance as it relates to hemorrhoids. Okay, so Doc, talk to us. Let's get into the actual definition and so on, you know, as we do normally. So what really, when we speak of hemorrhoids, what are we talking about?
Well, we have a conventional pattern of presenting our topics on a weekly basis. We have to start by understanding the anatomy of the areas where these hemorrhoids actually affected. We can see that this is mostly around the large colon, where you have the terminal part. That's the end part of it. We have the rectum, and then we have the anus, the anal canal. So where is this hemorrhoids is mostly around, and we know the function of it is to give a channel and the pathway where the stool usually come out. And so it's mostly for excretory purpose. Now, in order to define what this hemorrhoids is all about, so what is hemorrhoids? In the past, I was able to participate in a seminar where a physician, or let's say a health practitioner, was defining and mentioning that hemorrhoids has to do with the veins. And I nodded my head. Well, it goes beyond that. And look at, we know that there are some surrounding vessels around the rectum and the inner canal. We know that there are arteries and the veins, but the problem is not restricted within the arteries and the veins. Rather, there is what we call the sinusoids. The sinusoids are where you have the group of blood vessels that are twisted. Okay? They are twisted vessels. And these twisted vessels, eventually, what happens is that in order to define hemorrhoids, and that's a layman will call it pile. So what happens is that these sinusoids becomes dilated. It becomes dilated because of intense pressure and the risk factors which we're going to discuss tonight. And what happens is that it starts getting inflamed. As time goes on, it starts getting inflamed. And when it gets inflamed, and then there is a lot of blood rushing into these sinusoids, and then this blood becomes trapped and now start engorging, and the vessels start getting bigger, and that's what the hemorrhoids is all about.
Wow, Doc, that's interesting. All right, so let's talk about persons who may think, because I'm hearing this, I'm like, okay, persons who may think that they might have experienced that before, and so can you talk to us about signs of these hemorrhoids?
Well, Mikey, before we start going further, we need to differentiate and know that, because these hemorrhoids are classified. There are different types of hemorrhoids. There is what we call the internal hemorrhoids and the external hemorrhoids. Okay? And there is a landmark which is called the pectinate line. And this pectinate line is what separates the internal hemorrhoids and the external hemorrhoids. The internal hemorrhoids actually mean, what it means is that these vessels that are already engorged, these dilated vessels or abdominal dilated vessels, are restricted within the inner canal, but does not pass. They do not pass. They do not trespass this pectinate line. And in that case, they're restricted inside. Then we have also the external part. The external part of the external hemorrhoids, because there are a lot of nerve fibers that actually clustered around the external part. So, but the pectinate line still separates. So, in that case, you're going to see the hemorrhoids outside, okay? And that's what the external hemorrhoids mean. Then also the external, we're still going to go further to classify also the external hemorrhoids and internal hemorrhoids. But this is the basic one, okay?
Okay, all right.
These are the basics.
Okay. So these are so internal, external. Yeah. Talk to us about now. Are you going to tell us in terms of some of the signs, because we want to know, okay, whether or not we are faced with this problem?
Definitely. That was the main reason why I had to classify
the
them,
internal and external.
The internal hemorrhoids and the external hemorrhoids they present the patient with internal hemorrhoids with definitely the typical symptoms. The symptoms or signs include one, the person there will be bleeding, okay? There will be bleeding, there will be blood leaking through the inside the anus, okay? And then passing out. And then the patient might also experience itching.
Itching?
Itching, yes.
Around the anus area?
Itching, yes, but itching is mostly around the external part, okay?
Right.
And then you also have a situation where the patient will be having pain, okay?
Right.
But the pain associated with the internal hemorrhoids, is different from the pain associated with external hemorrhoids, okay? In internal hemorrhoids, the patient experiences more of bleeding, okay? And then there is also pain. But one of the reasons that patients will experience pain is because of the fact that there is a thrombus, there is a blood clot that will obstruct that channel, that sinusoid, and that patient will experience, over a period of time, will start having pains, okay? And due to too much contractility of the muscles, and also some of the some structures around there will start getting overstretched, and the patient will start having pain, okay? But the pain related, in most cases, patients that present with typical pain or excruciating pain related to hemorrhoids is mostly located around the external parts, okay? The reason is because there are so many nerve fibers in the external part of the anus. So based on that, the patients with the external hemorrhoids will definitely experience pain, okay? But the early sign, just based on the question that Mikey asked, what is the early sign? The early sign mostly is the bleeding, okay? And why is the patient bleeding? Because of the fact, because we did not discuss the pathogenetic mechanism for this. What happened is that most times, as a result of too much stretching and irritation, the person will start experiencing the symptoms of this, because due to intense pressure that is put as a result of constipation, and also due to pressure and so many things will induce, and also due to poor diet and a lot of factors will cause intense pressure around these hemorrhoidal vessels. And these vessels are very fragile and very thin. And because of that, they are liable to leakage. They are liable to destruction. And based on that, blood will start leaking out. And that is one of the early signs of hemorrhoids.
Let's talk about who is at risk. Any particular age group, sex?
Well, it is obvious that the risk factors, and also it's quite common in every age groups, okay? However, it is common in all age groups, okay? However, it is common in middle age group, as in adult phase or mid-adult phase, when the person is approaching 50 years and above, okay? So it's common among, because that time most structures start getting weaker as one is getting older. So it's quite it's obvious, okay? And the only there are also the aspect of genetic cause of it, which is common in young age groups, okay? However, most cases of hemorrhoids they're actually common among the older age groups, okay? Starting from 50 years and above, okay? And I have explained the reason, and that is the fact.
Okay. Let's talk about how dangerous this is. Is this a dangerous condition, Doc?
Mikey, I would not consider and classify hemorrhoids as a dangerous disease condition. The reason is because most times the patients experience pain, okay? One of the most troublesome symptoms and the challenging symptoms that these patients present will be excruciating pain. So it's quite they experience a lot of discomfort, okay? But let's try to work out a link where it could be dangerous, okay? Over a period of time when these persons start leaking blood, passing a lot of bloody stool, and without concern, without going to seek a medical attention, and eventually the person will start having anemia. And what is the implication of having anemia? Over a period of time, the person must be very careless for that to get to that stage, okay? And that could progress to heart failure, and from there, that becomes deadly, okay? But it's on rare occasions.
Okay. Now, can it be a sign, Doc, of cancer?
Well, there is a line of demarcation between cancer and hemorrhoids, okay? The patient with hemorrhoids, because sometimes it's possible to confuse hemorrhoids with cases of cancer and some other types of conditions that might mimic hemorrhoids. Example like ulcerative colitis, patients with something like Crohn's disease, and then you also have a situation where a person might be having also what we call a prolapse rectal prolapse and also the cancer of the colon, or even the rectal cancer or anal cancer. So this might be confusing because most times patients with this type of conditions will experience there will be bleeding, okay? And that is why there is need for a person to seek medical attention right from the onset, because on assumption the person might think that this is just pile, hemorrhoids, but it might go beyond that. And that is why I would say that in terms of the hemorrhoids cannot lead to cancer. It is not. However, for a patient with cancer of the colon, or even the rectal cancer, or even the anal cancer, it could lead that could lead to hemorrhoids. Okay, because these abnormal cells, when these abnormal cells start increasing in size and mass and everything, that could lead to an intense pressure around the sinusoid, and that could lead to hemorrhoids. So in that case, cancer, a hemorrhoid will not cause cancer. However, cancer could lead to hemorrhoids.
Okay. So it's the other way around.
Sure.
Okay, Doc. For the viewers, we want to remind you that you can at any point ask a question on the program with regards to tonight's topic. Of course, we would have the doctor address it for you, okay? Now, Doc, can hemorrhoids be surgically removed?
Yeah, definitely. Well, before we proceed to explain that, it is important for us to understand that there are 4 different stages of hemorrhoids, okay?
Right.
In stage 1, you have a situation whereby the hemorrhoids will start growing inside the anus, okay? Or within the rectum, and or inside the anus, okay? And that's the early stage. There will be dilatation, there will be increase in these hemorrhoidal vessels, and that's the early stage. Then you have the second stage of it, whereby it will keep increasing, and what happens is that as time goes on, there will be a bit of protrusion in almost outside, but it still has the ability to return back, okay? However, in the third stage of it, in third stage, it will, you can see there is a line which I mentioned, which is called the pectinate line, okay? So it's going to trespass, it's going to go beyond that boundary and now get into and get outside the anus. In that case, it will become obvious, okay? And when it becomes obvious, it is possible to return back in the case of the 3rd degree hemorrhoids. In that case, it could be pushed back, okay? However, in the 4th degree hemorrhoids, it is not possible. That time, it becomes obvious, big balloon, and not possible to be retracted or returned back into the anal canal, inside the anus.
So let's say in that case, that it cannot be brought back inside. I guess.
So because of that, you can see that at the early stage of it, in the first stage is already right inside. Okay, the second stage could return back. Then the third stage could still return back, but the 4th stage is not possible for it to be returned back into the anus.
Okay, all right, Doc. What about somebody's asking here, let's see, is it treatable when it's not able, so you're not gonna, so it's outside, what do you have, do you treat it, or just ignore it?
No, it's not something you have to ignore, because sometimes there are risk factors associated with that, because over a period of time, knowing the risk factors related to these hemorrhoids, it's possible that when the person, like I am sitting here, assuming if I have these hemorrhoids, it's possible that I would, in long time of sitting here, over maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, I'll be putting a lot of pressure on these vessels, okay? Yes. And in that case, there will be a time when these vessels, these hemorrhoidal vessels will start leaking, okay? Yeah. And when it start leaking, and over a period of time, it will start getting infected, okay? So that 3rd degree, 4th degree hemorrhoids, even if it's there, that does not mean that, but however, there is one condition when it is absolutely necessary to give attention. It is when the fourth-degree hemorrhoid become thrombosed. That means if there is a blood clot in it. And because of that blood clot, that will actually lead to intense pain, okay? But sometimes, if it is asymptomatic, when the person is not feeling any symptoms or no pain and no bleeding, you could ignore it, okay? Right. But in a situation where the symptoms are already there and the person is going through a lot of pains, then it calls for attention.
Is it preventable, Doc, at all?
Yes, definitely. It is preventable.
Right.
And how do we prevent it?
Right.
The preventive measures are, one, making sure that you eat high fiber diet. The advantage in eating high fiber diet is that, one, because when a person is eating high fiber diet, it's going to help in terms of the contractility of this intestinal, or what's called the large colon, or the making the wall of this line of both the rectum and also the anus to move fast, okay? In that case, that will prevent constipation, okay? And that will actually help in terms of pushing the fecal content out of without putting pressure on these hemorrhoidal vessels.
Okay. All right. That's a nice explanation, Doc. Thank you for that. And does it go away on its own at all at any point? Can it? Just go away on its own. Just go away on its own.
Well, it is possible to resolve, okay? It could resolve based on, one, the stage. In stage 1, it is possible that even stage 1 up to stage 3, it is possible, especially between stage 1 and stage 2, when it is still within the confinement of the rectum and inside the pectinate line. It is possible that if all the precautionary measures are taking place, it is possible for it to heal and to resolve completely.
Okay. And what about the prevalence of that condition in Grenada?
Well, this is one of the commonest disease conditions in the general practice and also in every practice all over the world. In my practice in Grenada, I have seen quite a lot of patients with this condition, but like I said, most times this disease condition is still misdiagnosed, and sometimes, like I've explained, that there are differential diagnoses, some other disease conditions that might mimic hemorrhoids, okay? And also, some patients or most people try to ignore it. They try to overlook it. They think that it's something that is so trivial and so simple, and they don't want to seek medical attention until it becomes so severe. Yeah. So it is very common.
Okay, so Doc, is there a way, let's be a little physical about how we use the toilet when we have hemorrhoids? Is there a special way to do it?
Yeah, definitely. I always advise my patients that they should, there are ways and there are modalities on how to use the toilet and to make sure that this condition is not worsened. I advise my patients that, well, the best pattern is make sure that you don't strain, okay? Don't strain when you are going. That's if you're already diagnosed with this. Okay?
Don't push, you mean?
Don't just push. Okay?
Push
just let it come natural. Okay.
All right.
Take your time. Okay. Don't be in a hurry to use or to go to
push
toilet.
It out.
Don't push it out. Just let it come natural.
Read a magazine or something.
Let it just come out on its own.
Okay.
And that is the best remedy.
Okay, so no forcing people. Yes. Let it come out on its own, or else, yeah, it will be problems for you.
Sure.
Doc, so I know you started with the diet. You want to elaborate on that in terms of what we should stay away from or what we should consume more of?
Yes, I have to, like I've mentioned, the fibers. There are some diets like vegetables and fruits, and some fruits that are very rich, and most of the fruits are very rich in fibers, okay?
Right.
They are very helpful.
Right.
Then there are those that are not contraindicated, that which has to be, those ones should be discouraged. Example like smoking, alcoholism, high-fat diet, they irritate these hemorrhoidal vessels, and that will cause hemorrhoids.
All right, Doc. Woo. We are running out of time. I don't think, probably tonight is one of the nights we have the most people viewing the program, because maybe you guys are guilty with the whole hemorrhoid stingy. So you know you got to take care of yourself. If you are someone who has that problem, you know, it can get bad. So as the doc says, there are some things that you need to do. Doc, I know you don't like to talk about medications and so on, so I probably wouldn't even ask you that in terms of how best you can treat that. But of course, you could probably visit the Divine Medical Center.
Well, definitely. You see, there are reasons why we don't advise people, and we don't give advice with respect to all the medications, okay? Some of the medications are prescription based, okay?
Right.
And they need directives, okay?
Right.
But giving information about the medications to the general public will be dangerous.
Okay. All right. I understand that. So, Doc, we have run out of time. You want to tell us more about the Divine Medical Center and Diagnostic Services?
Well, Divine Medical and Diagnostic Services were located in the landmark East LA Purcell. We render all sorts of services. We're located in Granby Street, Lower Market Hill, St. George's. We render all sorts of services, both the general practice, specialist services, laboratory, ultrasound, physical therapy. Our motto is confidentiality and efficacy. Okay? So we render all sorts of services, and our prices are very affordable and attractive.
All right. Okay. Sounds good enough, Doc. All right. So, folks, that's where we're going to end this segment of the program with the Dr. Anselm Okeke from the Divine Medical Center and Diagnostic Services. We will have another program with the doctor that will be on Thursday, God's willing. What we're going to do is we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we officially wrap up tonight's program.
Final Stop Auto Sales and Rentals, located in Mungay, St. George, is your final stop for all your auto sales and rentals. We sell a wide variety of used cars in mint condition for the best price on the market. We sell all the popular makes and models of vehicles. If we don't have it, we'll order it for you. Or, do you have a vehicle that you want to ship to Grenada? Then we'll do that for you. And if you need a vehicle for a few days, we also rent vehicles, both short and long term. See us today, located next to the Deco Service Center, or call 410-7475 or 422-9615. Final Stop Auto Sales and Rentals, Grenada's best.
Dwayne and Louisa
Heritage Theatre presents Breaking Out, a new full-length drama written and directed by Christy Riggs.
Louisa, will you marry me?
Boy, you crazy?
I love you, Louisa. I'm serious.
You reach love real quick.
Breaking Out, opening Saturday, 29th September at Marisho Theatre and continuing.
But I still love you, Richie.
You love me and you're hard in me. Breaking Out, a story of love, challenged, tested, and driven to its very limits.
He's the love of my life, Auntie. You have to marry a man for other things besides love, child.
Breaking Out, a story of high drama and suspense.
I'm gonna count to 3, and when I'm finished, you should already be walking towards the door. 1, 2.
Wait, so you're gonna just shoot him down like a dog?
Breaking Out, starring Robert White and Lisa Grappy James. Breaking Out, an opportunity for taking out the entire family.
This ad complements Quartz Grenada Limited.
Does your laundry detergent have enzymes to fight stains, remove bacteria and odors while being gentle on your hands? Does your laundry detergent have a natural lemon scent, easy rinse technology, and fabric softener to protect your clothes? If you answered yes, then you must be using Glace. If not, what are you waiting for? Clay's laundry detergent is made with a 4-in-1 advanced formula and is phosphate-free, making it safe for the environment and safe for washing machines. Clay's, a clean home is a Clay's home.
Oh yes, and the case is distributed by the Fortune Foods Grenada Limited. I want to say hello to the people who are looking at the program for the first time, and for those of you who are loyal viewers of the program, who are always here with us, well, we want to say thank you. We want to tell you about the weather for tonight, and the weather is expected, today Thursday, right? Right, so tonight, mostly fair and hazy with some brief isolated showers, all right, during partly cloudy spells. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be about 25 degrees Celsius. Seas moderate, waves up to 7 feet in open water. A small craft advisory is in effect. High tides is expected to be at about 1:30 a.m. That's as far as I can take it for today, folks. We want to say thank you for joining us. To all the loyal viewers of the program: Angel, Esther, Colette, Chubin, Trevelyn, Shireen, Esther. I said Esther already, right? Raven, Sharon, Kirin, Deslin. Those of you on YouTube and those of you watching live on cable TV, we want to say thank you and God bless you. Ebony, Melly, Ala, and everyone else on the program. Nikki. We really have to run because we are on a scheduled time with the TV station, so we have to run. Guys, we want to thank you for being here with us as well. Again, looking forward to tomorrow's program. Let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we all say, Ja! No! Good night, everyone.